Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to D&D Monogatari. Tonight we're on episode 2 of Koimonogatari. So, what happened last time? Let me real quick, boom, get the console screen, you know how it goes. We'll also just start. I am drinking a little, black raspberry right here. I don't even know what it is, but it cost 48 cents. I've talked about this before. Maybe that's a throwback. I think I've talked about that before in Monogatari. And then in case that runs out, I have a little bit of a water bottle left. Bet. But yeah, so, what happened? Let's get yapping. You already know how it goes. So, this arc, the mini recap is, Kaiki has been hired by Senjugahara to lie to Sengoku. To save them from dying. To save everyone from dying. And we know that Kaiki's gonna succeed because it's the Kaikster. Well, I don't know about succeed. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I trust Kaiki, though. I do trust Kaiki, which maybe is slightly controversial, but I don't know. For reasons we're going to discuss, so let's just get into it. So, first, so true about the whiteboard. I don't even, a lot of this stuff is just so true. Oh yeah, timeline. Appreciate the timeline update. What's interesting is that this, other than Hana, is the latest anything that we've seen, right? So, and then of course if we haven't watched Hana, like with the big watch order debate, then this would have been the latest thing we would have seen, which is kind of an interesting spot because, you know, not entirely sure of what happened in Hana, or like where everyone's at during Hana. So like Senjugahara, I don't remember if Shinobu was even there. I just pretty much remember Araragi, Kamburu, Numachi, and then that random girl, and freaking Oogie Woogie Shmoogie Woogie, you know? So other than those characters though, we're still in a big kind of unknown spot with a lot of these characters. We also, there's actually one other thing that when is that? The thing I'm thinking of is the end of last arc, which was Oni Monogatari. There was that 4-month skip forward that was at the very end for Araragi telling Ogi about the whole Hachikuji being gone thing. I think, though, that's before where we're at currently, because this is end of the year. And I think there was more than a 4-year gap, or a 4-month gap between the beginning of the school year, which is where all that stuff was happening, and then the end of year to date. Though I don't actually know for sure. So that's an interesting question, but dates are not my strong suit, so we'll put that on the back burner for now. Hopefully I'll circle back to it. Kaiki, best girl, so true. Really do love how Kaiki is, and it feels, it's such a breath of fresh air that Kaiki tells us that he's going to be lying to us, because otherwise, like, every other narrator has pretty much just lied to us, or has always been lying to us with Araragi, where it's like, I don't know, like, what he's exactly lying about, but, like, everything's a little unsure. But at least Kaiki has the decency to tell us he's going to do that. And maybe that's kind of, I mean, if you think about it, he's the only adult narrator we've had. So, and then he's obviously a very unique individual in a lot of his own ways, but that is an interesting perspective already. Which, I mean, is also probably why he sees a bunch of the strangers a lot more, right? Like, that's been a very different, intentional thing, etc. And I really like this idea of his trap, this right here. So, like, the fact that he warns us makes me trust him a little more, and that may be precisely why I've fallen into his trap, or maybe not. That I'm actually a hoe for, and it kind of goes into this part right here, which I'll get to the rest of this in a minute, but this part of, hopefully we'll pick up on their attempts to pick apart each other's facade instead of getting tricked by Kaiki into fanboying him, like the entire arc, like every reactor ever. This part about getting tricked by Kaiki, it's like Kaiki, because every character has kind of, they're telling us a story, right? And what they include or not include is very, like, reflective of them and what they're, like, what they care about, right? And what they want to tell us about, what they're ashamed of, that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to think, like, okay, what does Kaiki want us to look like to him, right? And, like, how does he want to come across to us as the audience member? And so the idea that he wants us to fanboy over him is, like, really interesting to me. That, like, because he's the one telling the story, and it's like, I mean, I like Kaiki so, like, the last episode was a fantastic Kaiki episode for me to, like him anymore, like him more and more, especially, like, his, all the freaking the juice splattering on his face and all those like gimmicks they were playing, like that's just straight up fun. That was just fun and enjoyable. But to think that like maybe this is him trying to like butter me up and swindle me, the audience, not only to tell a part of the story a certain way, it's not even that like that as much as he's trying to like change the way I think of his story, as opposed to change how I think of him. Like it's like it feels like a different meta layer than the, like Aragi not telling us stuff, or like, you know, whoever not telling us stuff. It feels like a different thing with Kaiki because of how much he's like telling us about that he's going to be doing it, but also that's why we like him so much. So it's like he wants us to like him. It's why I love Kaiki. I do love Kaiki because it's just crazy like mental playing, you know. Character tier list should be fun. We're probably going to do that after this arc, peak arc. Hana does take place after this arc, true and real. These are tagging some of the things I was saying, but I'm also good on this. He did not sell anything to Nadeko. It was someone else who put the curse on her. Yeah, he sold things to a bunch of people, not including her. They cursed Nadeko. The curse doesn't actually do anything, but Nadeko thought that the curse did something, so she started getting attacked by snakes because she kind of crazy with it. Love my girl Nadeko. Well, I don't know how I feel about my girl Nadeko. She, I don't even know if I want to say my girl Nadeko. She kind of went snake god delusion mode and wants to kill everyone, so that's like not a huge plus. And yeah, a couple people were saying, kind of based off this third thing here, like this right here. Now you can weigh on whether you think Hana Monogatari should be before or after this. Not a big deal, but stuff like, can I do it for Kanbaru? Yes, would be a bit of a surprise, and then some other stuff like that. So I haven't finished the arc, so I feel like there might be more to come in that regard, and like obviously I don't want to know either way, like in regards to Hana Monogatari spoilers, but just like in the isolation of Kaiki's relationship to Kanbaru, I don't think I would have been that surprised if I hadn't seen Hana Monogatari in this point. And it's hard to say because that different timeline doesn't exist, you know. Shout out Kabuki Monogatari for timelines not existing that we might think they exist. But, sorry, random. Like, we know, and it's kind of what was said here, right here, that Kaiki meets in front of Kanbaru's house, all the Gon stuff, and that it was mentioned that Kaiki knew her mother. I don't remember where all these pieces of information get mentioned that well because of, I mean, I'm just jumping from one to another in a big line, so it's hard to remember where information came from exactly. But, I don't know. Like, Kaiki obviously had something to do with Kanbaru. So, for him to, like, if we saw this arc first, and it would clue us in, like, oh, he actually cares about Kanbaru and, like, wants, you know, like, she's the turning point for him. Like, that's a big clue that he actually cares about her. But, like, I don't know. It's just saying the same thing that Hana told us, where he cares about her. So, I don't know. I don't think if that's the only defining part, like, if we're talking about that in isolation, that doesn't really influence my rating of the different novels or not, or the different orders or not. But there's a lot more to come, and then in terms of, like, grand arcs and pacing, like, I don't know. I'll need to form an opinion on that, I think, later. This is something that I agree with pretty much entirely. Well, like, and then this is like someone disagreeing, right? The thing about like the offer to sell herself was specifically giving herself to him instead of money, hence Kaiki's inability to keep cool. The thing with that is like, I talked about it a little bit. I think she kind of was meaning both. Like, I don't necessarily think, and both, like, let me actually define. I think she both meant that she would be willing to sell herself to Kaiki and or sell herself in general to make money. But, like, the way I kind of interpreted it was less of the specific action and more her willingness to sell her body, period, being an indicator of how desperate she was, considering her backstory. Because whether she's giving herself to him, like, there's a little bit of a thing with her giving herself to him because there was, like, that kind of a love triangle thing. Or not, like, exactly love triangle, but, like, that kind of, like, relationship where she, like, could have fallen for Kaiki in another, you know, world or whatever, that we saw at the end of Nisei, or midway through Nisei. I don't remember when the Kaiki thing was after Karen, right? And Karen was the first part. It all blurs together, man. It all blurs together. But there was kind of a pre-established idea that maybe she could have been, like, fallen in love with Kaiki or something like that. So, I just had a random thought of, like, Senjugahara is Kamburu's mom. No, that doesn't make sense. No. Sorry. But the whole idea that, like, that entire relationship, or, like, would-be relationship that we kind of talked about is context for that specific offer. But I wouldn't even take it there. I think that's important, but I wouldn't even take it there as much as just her willingness to sell her body. She's saying as a message of, like, I really need you. Like, this is really important. Because as much as they're, like, lightly and, like, joking at each other and, like, kind of staying on this banter level, like, they are saying things on a chunk underneath where, you know, Senjugahara is saying, like, I really need your help. I'm really desperate. I looked for the other people. I don't know where Oshino is. I can't tell Araragi about this. Like, I'm coming to you, blah, blah, blah. And Kaiki is having to, like, as much as he's saying all this stuff about money, you know, and, like, oh, the money, blah, blah, blah. Like, really, he does care, but he's just trying to, like, I think he's just trying to parse it for himself. Though, like, that's something that, like, another thing of, like, the whole end spiel where he's, like, really, he's sitting in the bathroom and he's thinking, do I want to, like, how am I going to rationalize helping her for free? How can I even make that click in my head, you know? Because he's going, well, if it can't be the money, Senjugahara, Aragi, etc., and then he eventually lands on Kambu, right? The thing I'm curious about is that, oh, the hiccups, please go away. I can't do hiccups during the recording, please. My question, though, is that rationalization that he does for helping, is that something that he's doing for himself and to satisfy himself, or is that something that he's lying about and he's projecting into the story that didn't necessarily happen because he's trying to tell us, like, he's trying to convince us that he needs a logical reason? Because it's like, I don't know. Like, the money thing has always been his, like, how he's been characterized. So it could be kind of, like, I almost think that maybe he's leaning into that on purpose to try to, like, keep himself consistent or to characterize him in some sort of way to the audience rather than... Because, like, think about it. Every time, I think he throws a bunch of stuff and smoke and mirrors at everyone's face, right? You know... And I think the money thing is a large part of that with, like... And Oshino kind of did that as well. Like, if we're really thinking back, though, I gotta rewatch Bake to even remember all that. But I'm kind of thinking, like, he's always... I feel like he throws money at us as a way to... Or, like, oh, man, how do I describe this? He throws money and, like, the idea of payment and makes that super important to the... characters in the story of, like, oh, you want my help, or oh, I'm just conning you for money. You want my help, it'll cost you a lot of money. Aragi, we're in freaking Mr. Donut. Oh, we're trying to talk, it's gonna be a money thing. Like, I'll just take your entire wallet. That was really funny. I guess I'm rhyming. But I feel like it's all been an intentional thing that he's done to try to make himself look like a con man because of his opinion on how oddities work, where he wants oddities to be a thing that a con man solves as a way to reduce their legitimacy or something like that. But I think he's very purposefully putting on the con man facade, whereas he doesn't necessarily think that, like, he's not necessarily that money hungry, like, at all. In which I'm led to, in the mirror in the bathroom when he's alone, really big air quotes on that, when he's alone in the bathroom, he's still talking about all the money stuff, right? So you'd think, oh, that's how he genuinely feels. But he's not alone in the bathroom because we're in the bathroom with him, right? He's telling us the story of when he was alone in the bathroom, but he can change the story. So what the actions that occurred in there aren't necessarily what have actually occurred in there. He's just, you know, it's like that is so easy for him to adjust to his whims. So I kind of think that he intentionally was like doing all that rationalization as like as a message to the audience to try to make himself look like a con man to the audience rather than him or it could also be him trying to find a way for him to still maintain looking like a con man to everyone else as opposed to him actually doing that. Yeah, as opposed to actually being a con man. That's kind of, I don't know. It's just crazy though when we're a person that's part of that thing where we're getting conned, you know, and he told us that. But yeah, these interactions, how they reflect on the relationship with Araragi, who she basically considers a Kaiki can still be saved, are the meat below the surface of this arc. I think this will probably be very true. Especially like how they reflect on her relationship with Araragi, who she basically considers a Kaiki who can still be saved. I don't know. I'm interested in that. I'm gonna keep cooking with that one. I think because like I'm gonna try to rewatch their dialogue on Araragi because she mentioned Araragi for like a moment there. But yeah, we'll try to remember that. When Senjuga's glasses change, it looks like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic. Also, Koimonogatari means love story. Basically Pog. I actually didn't know that with the love story thing. I think somebody else mentioned that in here. Yeah, that the Koimonogatari means love rather than fish, but that's still funny to me. Okay, lock it. Dr. Robotnik. Now you can weigh in. Already talked about that. Kaiki accepting Senjuga request, but if you watched it before, you would have zero idea besides the fact that he just knows her. It's just like I don't know. I don't know how much that would have stuck out on an OG watch without, or like on a watch without Hana being there, you know, because like it was also like I don't know. I won't worry about that right now. Because I want to see if anything else kind of gets bounced off of Kaiki weird, or gets bounced off of Hana weird before I start making claims on that. Everyone's pogging about this arc, and then this is a nice chunky one here. I did read all of it already. I'm gonna kill Ononoki, bet. Kaiki's handsome, bet. This I didn't notice that he actually throws coins in the fortune thing himself. If that's true, that's crazy. Because that's him. Like, the facade of the con man, like, slips a little bit if he's throwing away money for fortune, which he doesn't really believe in oddities or anything, like, or like that's the facade he puts up. So that would be an example of him dropping that mask in the intro of the story, right? So that's like actually I think a pretty big piece there. Odd Diseases suburbs being funny, they were quite funny, and I did appreciate that. The kanji building blocks that make fraud creates collapse of people, which result in bankruptcy on the scale of society. Wait, what part was this? Yeah. And that's why it's a menace society that can't fit into the confines of the individual. That's just such a crazy line. Because it's like, man, like if you really think that fraud is collapsing people and is bankrupting society, then like, why are you doing it? Because I think you actually care, and you're, you know, because he's a fraud man, he's a deceiver, but I do think he also doesn't want society to be bankrupted. I think he is trying to balance society in a positive way. But like, is that necessarily your philosophy of it all? I think that's just him playing the character of con man still. Maybe I'm coping, I don't know. Kaiki took the shirt from the same stand where Senjo took the goofy glasses. This is very true. Yeah, and I think I don't know. I don't remember if I pointed it out, but I did notice it. Hopefully I did point it out. That's a problem. Sometimes I just forget what I say and what I don't say. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Fun stuff with the airline name could be interpreted as having a different atmosphere environment on a new day. Which is kind of fun because of the environment that, like, they're in a new environment with Kaiki and Senjo. Which is kind of funny that we're, like, maybe that's, like, the reason for that is kind of that we're getting out of the Araragi headspace, or, like, the Araragi area. Because, I mean, Araragi has, like, dominated the I don't even know the name of Araragi City. Do we know that? But Araragi has... We probably do, I just don't know it. Or, like, off the top. But Araragi has really dominated that main city that we've, like, done most of the stuff in. So, when Senjugahara wants to go behind Araragi's back, she has to leave the city that he's dominated. I think that's kind of a fun thing. Maybe. This is true. Kaiki built diff. This is funny. Okay, so it goes on this bloody convoluted roundabout 5.1 surround sound VST multi-panner with Dolby Audio, Bluetooth, wireless subwoofer, voice assistant compatible premium M518X-J6 2022 model. Way to clarify, just cook up BS just... Wait, okay, it's too much. It's too much. I tried. Basically, this stuff I was talking about with Kaiki is crazy. Pog, pog, pog. The Kagenui thing where he sold information about Araragi to Kagenui was Kaiki selling out that Tsukihi is the bird, which is when Kagenui showed up with Ononoki and then bammed her. Yes. Good, I remember now. I like that. Lots of money for the goofy, true and real, but perhaps, this was kind of a funny thing from the light novel. Kaiki might have a freaking 300, the premium pass 300 to fly 300 times a year to spend all his money. What a flight plan. I don't think he takes that many planes. Like, are you really flying that much, Kaiki? I guess he's bouncing around to scam people, but like, oh my goodness. Or it could be coping. I think that's funny as well. Both are funny. Koimonogatari, infatuation with love specifically. Love story. She is working with Kaiki behind Araragi's back. She really is. And then Hana divergence. Okay. Let's do a little bit of scroll through. We are cooking. That is, even if I even have a heart, that is, if I even exist. Kaiki, don't tell me that you don't exist. You exist, Kaiki. You exist. Maybe you don't exist, but you exist within here. Okay? Even if the being that is Kaiki doesn't exist, the idea of a Kaiki within my mind exists. So, don't sweat it, basically. Kaiki, you exist. You exist. Does he really throw in his own money into this thing? I kind of thought he threw somebody else's money in. I'm gonna just probably trust that because it's a lot of effort to try to find it here. Okay, let me actually get to some of the juice. He flies, goes first class. Of course he does. That's my man right there. They meet up. They chat. Right here. So something is going against you and Araragi for some reason. That's Sengoku. Oh yeah, this was something I want to remember. Sorry, I'm a bit scattered right now, but we'll lock in. He says at the very beginning, what does he say? This is very important. He says, humans have a desire for truth. Is he including Sengoku in this? Because this beginning narration, he already knows about Sengoku in this beginning narration, because this beginning narration is him introducing the story, which means the story's already happened in the past. So when he says humans have a desire for truth, what that kind of got me thinking is maybe the idea is that oddities want to be lied to or have some desire of non-truth within them. And because that goes into what Sengoku literally is. She's literally, the whole God thing is built on her being a delusion, you know? So if Kaiki can and oddities themselves are based off of belief, and those beliefs are things that aren't true about the world, but then they manifest as they become realized in a way, in the oddity way. But it's like still, it's like a, I don't know, it's like, not like a group hallucination, but oddities have always had that kind of weird projection of myth onto them thing. So they're already in a spot of like non-truth. And so for Kaiki to say humans have a desire for truth, it almost makes me think that like the way that we save Sengoku, I'm gonna sneeze. Thank you. The way that we save Sengoku is to give her a desire for truth again, because that would rehumanize her, which would make her not an oddity anymore. Or like that being part of the formula. I don't think that would be nearly enough alone. Or the stuff I was yapping about last time, which is the idea that like, oh, homegirl will, Kaiki will delude her into like doubting her own delusion. Like basically Kaiki gaslights her enough, and then she no longer is a snake god. I feel like that's the Kaiki special. A little bit of gaslighting. You know, oddities aren't real. You say it enough times and she's like, okay, what about this? And he's like, no. I don't know. I'm not the con man. I'm not a conner. My name's not Connor, man. But yeah, that line stuck out to me specifically. And I feel like humans have a desire for truth. That's because it's like, is that why everyone else is, like, a lot of the oddities are non-human? Because I think even Araragi, right? Araragi isn't telling, like, he's avoiding the truth of what's happened to him. He hasn't told me about it, and he sure isn't dealing with it himself because he keeps jumping between being the monster and helping people and just avoidant. So is that, like, him avoiding the truth, part of him being an oddity? Or, like, being half oddity because, like, he's in that, like, difficult relationship with truth and lie? I mean, Kaiki spits bars, basically. I do really like how Kaiki immediately throws the coffee on her face when she says that. The whole, like, I can sell my body thing. I already mentioned that last time, but I feel like I don't have that much to talk about here. I did a lot of yapping last time. Oh, the OP and ED, the OP and ED, the OP and ED. Ah ha ha ha! Recollection. Now I can talk about this. Okay, let's watch the OP. I'm going to do a full pass. We'll look background stuff and then maybe do another one for lyrics. Perfect. Okay, so OP, let's get started in... Wait. About right here in 3, 2, 1, bye. Right, it was like the fun past one. It was like the fun past one. This is actually such a good OP. And they're like stylized differently. It's like, oh, when we met in the past, but now things have changed. But like... We'll see, we'll see. I wonder, like, if does Kaiki have any feelings towards Senjogahara in any way? I mean, like, I don't really, like, what's coming out of her? Because it almost feels like a Kaiki perspective thing, where, like, he's... Like, look, their hands are, like, reaching for each other, getting all close. The name of it is Fast Love. Because in a way, I mean, this is, like, he's helping her, which is the thing he didn't do last time. Because last time he took advantage of her. But she's, like, going back to him. Like, going back to an ex, you know? And then she falls and explodes into worms and crabs. I mean, the crabs make sense, man. Crabs make perfect sense. I get the crab thing. You know, call back Hitagi crab. Easy. But why the worms? But, like, I'm curious if what Kaiki sees in Senjo, if anything. If anything. Because, I mean, is this, like, this more, retro look of the OP? I feel like that's what anime looked like when Kaiki was a kid, right? Because we haven't seen that from anyone else in the story, so it feels like Kaiki made this OP. Or like it ran through his lens, and that's what that different stylization was. And in that different stylization, they're holding hands. So it's like, I don't know. It makes me think that Kaiki does, like, maybe as like a rebound thing from the Gon situation. I don't know. Let's do another pass with lyrics this time. 3, 2, 1, bye. So full focus on the lyrics. Fully locked in. Really hard not to get distracted by man just driving through the city in his convertible. Because he got that Kaiki charm. Yesterday's long gone. Yesterday's when they were closer yesterday. Blah, blah, blah. Like in the past when he was conning her. That was like yesterday. I don't know. The wound. For when he conned her and hoed her. But I no longer feel the pain. Leaving me with but a single fear. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? Okay. This is the first time I ever wanted to protect someone. And it cuts to Kaiki in her brain. And then it cuts to her in Kaiki's brain. And that's your reason to keep living? Or is this whose perspective of this? This is because this is Senjogahara's voice actress, right? I'm assuming that. I'm really bad with voices, but like this isn't Kaiki's voice actor. Like we can get that clarified. But is it like Kaiki's perspective of he wants to like I think it's Senjogahara's perspective, right? But it's just being run through the maybe it's completely Senjogahara's perspective and like the more retro look of it is her trying to match Kaiki's wavelength rather than it being run through Kaiki's lens. Because, I mean, all this of, like, I no longer feel the pain. I mean, what Kaiki doesn't feel... I don't know why Kaiki would be feeling any pain. I don't remember when Senjugahara wounded Kaiki, right? I don't remember Senjugahara taking a piece of a scissor and going, wham! So, you know. But I no longer feel the pain. And that makes me think of, freaking Araragi and Shinobu. Like, a wound, but the pain isn't there anymore, but the wound is still, like, a bind between the two of them, like, still a connection, you know? Like, in their broken pieces, they found each other. Poetic. Beautiful. But now it's like Senjugahara has a wound from the past, but there's no pain in it anymore. And so she's willing, not even to, like, forgive for that wound being placed, but she's willing to, like, move on. But not move on away, but move on back towards. But then the saving lines get really interesting. Of, like, I know I want to save you. That kind of stuff. Because that makes me think of, like, Araragi's always had the saving mentality. Man's born, he's got a, what's it called, savior complex? Whatever, I'm just making that term up if not. But yeah, like, he wants to save, like, everyone. So is, like, Senjugahara kind of getting, like, that rubbed off on her at all? Where she's like, dang, I see Kaiki as someone that, is kind of, like, disillusioned with the world and with oddities and how things work, and I can fix it. Is it literally I can fix him? Is Senjugahara having an I can fix him moment after being around Araragi too long? Because Araragi is constantly in a state of I can fix her. I mean, I could see that being the case, right? And it's almost like a fun flip because Araragi's always helped female characters. But now we're going, like, a Kaiki perspective, but it's like Senjugahara, a female character, wants to help Kaiki, a male character. So it's almost like an inversion, potentially. And then, the snake crawling up on the crab makes sense. I mean, these worms could just be the snakes. And it's like, oh, I'm worried. Like, I ever wanted to protect someone. In my mind's eye, I see Kaiki, or at least my idealized version of Kaiki, the Kaiki that I could have loved. Like, the I can fix him version of Kaiki. Like, that part of Kaiki is being put in danger. So she's, yeah, I mean, I guess just, like, she's putting Kaiki in danger by having him help her. But she's doing it for her and Araragi. And then, when asked in the episode, would you rather me save Kaiki, or you or Araragi, she was like, oh, save Araragi, right? So, it's like, she's willing to put Kaiki in danger to save Araragi, but maybe that's making her, like, upset and unsure, because it's like, what? I'm like, I could have loved this guy, you know? And maybe I can still fix him, so I don't want him to be hurt or destroyed. Like, I still want to save Kaiki, but I also want to save Araragi more. Maybe. And then it cuts to Kaiki, and he's got his version of her in his head, coming out with the worms, and, like, he wants to save her from the worms. The worms are snakes. Let me say snakes. Are the freaking... And it's all Nadeko's fault. Nadeko the hoe. Nadek-ho. It all comes together. And I know not why I was born into the world, but now I have truly found... Bro, it just makes me think of Araragi. I don't know why I was born here, but I have found a reason to live. I mean, that's, like, the ideal end point for Araragi, of him finding, like, a reason to keep on living, because that's kind of what it's all been about. Is Senjugahara gonna leave Araragi? Is that gonna happen? My reasons. Kaiki's around, that's gotta rethink and love. The flash forward 4 months that we saw at the end of Oni Monogatari, didn't Araragi say, I feel like everyone's just leaving me? Is that supposed to say that Senjugahara and him split? And then in Hana, I don't remember him having a thing with Senjugahara. Like I don't remember him saying anything that made it sound like they were necessarily still a couple. But I don't remember him saying anything that's saying that they're necessarily not a couple either. So that's kind of an unsure spot. But maybe she and Araragi split? I mean, it is Koimonogatari love story. I just need to, 4 months in the future. Frick it. Well, it was August? Okay. January, February, March. Every time I do the months, I have to count on my feet. I don't have to count, but I have to run through it in my head. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. The end of August was when everything was going sicko mode, right? With like... Yeah, it was end of August with everything happening. And then August to September to October to November, December. 4 months. This is beginning of the year. When did... Frick, I'm looking at the timeline again. So Hitagi end is happening here. And this is happening at the end of the year. Bet. Shinobu time, Oni, happened here. Before the end of Tsubasa Tiger. Good. Otori happened after Tsubasa Tiger. Perfect. If I remember correctly, we were going with late August. I don't remember us ever hitting September in any of those. Which then, late August, 1 month later, late September... Late October, late November, late December. 4 months. Maybe that's why she doesn't want to go to Araragi. Maybe she and Araragi have already had a problem because of whatever has occurred with Araragi. Oh, I kind of like this idea. I kind of like this one. Maybe she and Araragi have already had a clash because of the ramifications of Araragi losing Hachikuji. RIP. Which has led to her now rethinking love with Kaiki back in the picture, and it gives a reason why she and Kaiki, like she went to Kaiki instead of Araragi. So it's almost like she still wants to save Araragi because she loves the guy, but maybe the two of them, Araragi and Senjugahara, are currently working something out, which is why at the end of Oni, in the 4-month flash forward, which I think would have happened a little bit before where we're at now, in that flash forward... That would be why he says, I feel like everyone's leaving me. Because Senjugahara maybe says, like, we need to go on break. Like, our relationship, we need to go separate for a little bit. Like, not even necessarily a full breakup, but... Or maybe, like, a breakup with, like, conditions of kind of, like... I don't know. I feel like maybe they're taking some time apart. And that's why Araragi feels extra alone, and that's why she's going to Kaiki to deal with the situation. And this all happened because they have the pressure from... freaking Nadeko Medusa hanging over their heads, plus Araragi lost Hachikuji, so he's probably in a bad spot. Plus who knows what else. Okay, I like that. Episode 2 time? Oh no, ED. ED time. ED time. Bet. Look at these beautiful Kaikis right here. Okay, ED. That's a yes. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, 3, 2, 1, bang. It's also freaking cold. Oh, yeah. Why is this Shinobu in the snow, man? It's cold, man. She's in the snow, man. Give her a blanket, man. I'm gonna just look at the background for this one. Okay. Oshino's watching Shinobu in the snow. That's Kaiki chilling on a couch. Araragi flipping a book. Oh, he was so busy studying. I mean, that's what Senjugahara told us, but I don't necessarily believe her. Let me make that clear. Because, yeah, they talked about this. Wait, frick this. Frick whatever I'm doing. They literally were talking about this. Of, like, why didn't you go to Araragi? Where was that? But, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're in a good spot. Like, just play it. Just play random parts. Because, like, I don't... Like, even if Senjugahara and Araragi were going through a tough spot, I don't think she would tell Kaiki that. I don't think she would tell Kaiki that. Not necessarily. Maybe Araragi wants to get... I don't know. It's me, Araragi, and the blonde girl that's Araragi-kun's lolly slave. Okay. It's just this show, man. So easy, I'm perfectly fine if there are 5 more lolly slaves. Kaiki just built different. This is not where I'm looking, man. Where is Hanakawa with the big boobs? Not intend to work for free. How much do I have to pay? I'll sell my body. Go back. How about like right here? I think it's like right here. Yeah, right here, 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 right here. Okay, bet. This is important, this is important. Sorry it's taking me a minute to find it. Right here, though. The Araragi, right here. To spend valuable time during your last winter break in high school with Araragi? You created a secret you're keeping for... Wait. Kaiki, why do you talk so fast? In other words, you want to become an accomplice to a fraud so much. He's just accusing her of this, but then she clarifies, no, he's busy. She's a rival for Araragi's heart. That is funny. In the first place, Araragi-kun is preparing for college entrance exams. I mean, she touches her glasses here. I almost feel like that's a tell. So he's stuck studying whether it's winter break or New Year's Day. But if you're attending to his studies all the time, I'm sure he has no problems either. Yeah, and I mean... Oh, because Hanakawa's gone. She said Hanakawa was gone, looking for Oshino. So, Hanakawa wouldn't be around to help him study, so that might be why he's so swamped. But man, I almost feel like that's not even necessarily the case. And then she says, yeah, I'm gonna die. We're both gonna die. We're gonna get murdered. That is unfortunate, and hopefully we can fix that. Sure. And the lolly slave. For the most part, you're correct. Because you need to add the lolly slave. Yeah. Okay, and then she keeps yapping. Because, I mean, I don't think she's avoiding going to Araragi because he's too busy preparing for his exams. I don't think that's the reason. I don't even think she's necessarily saying that. Well, does Araragi know about... Does Araragi know about this, that you're seeing me like this on New Year's Day? First place, they're supposed to go to shrines. You're not doing that. That's kind of weird. And your response, Senjugahara, is... He doesn't know. If Araragi were to see you, he would try to kill you. This is true. Because Araragi is a hero of justice. But she's willing to work with the devil. She's willing to work with a con man. Yeah. That's kind of crazy. Yes, you do need to reconfirm it, because that's kind of an insane thing, Senjugahara. Oh, and then he's asking the reason why. So the reason that she gives is because he would try to kill Kaiki, which is true. And she doesn't think... Maybe she's already tried to work with Araragi to fix it and come up with something, but they just don't have any ideas. So she's like, I gotta go to a balancer. Can't find Oshino. Kaiki's all that's left. Is it literally... And Kagenui's insane. Something like that. I don't even know how much she knows about Kagenui. Because I'm thinking, she could have gone to Araragi or she could have gone to Kaiki. Why didn't she go to Araragi? I don't think it's because he's studying. Is it because she just wanted more help? Totally fair. And that he couldn't come to help with... He couldn't come to go with Kaiki because he would try to kill Kaiki? Sure, that's pretty reasonable. But it could also show strain in the relationship. But maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm coping. We'll just shelf all those. Let's just shelf all that. I don't think I can come to any decisions now or any, good hypothesis. Let's just watch the ED. Just kind of had to run that through the yield laundry hamper one more time. All right, lyrics. No, backgrounds. Shinobu, it's snowing. It's water dropleting. What do you think of that, Shinobu? These are like the options of the people that she could have gone to, right? Araragi, Kaiki, Oshino. She couldn't find Oshino. Why is Shinobu overlooking? She does mention Shinobu as a lolly slave. Chains? Oh my goodness, I gotta go do pause. I gotta go pausing. You are not catching me slipping with a single one of these background panels. Okay, paw player, you want to actually function? That'd be really, really, really cool. Why is it? Okay, paw player, I'm gonna lose my marbles. Thank you. Okay. Kaiki chillin', Oshino chillin' with a microphone, I don't know, karaoke, doing karaoke with Shinobu. He's singing the Shinobu song. Araragi flipping a book. Okay. I actually love Araragi, by the way. What a real one. Everything lines up. Moon in the background. Is the moon supposed to be like Araragi's room? Doesn't he have a moon in his room? Okay. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Just maybe a connection. Okay. Spiral staircases. Some flowing like magic fire or something. Dude, it locked again. Okay, I can't touch those keys. I can't touch those keys. I understand now. Stay with me now. Stay with me. This is important, guys. This is important. You just gotta trust me. Look at all those bottles of alcohol on the bottom there. Is Kaiki just getting twisted, or is that Kaiki? You? Yeah, that's on the Kaiki frame, I think. All that alcohol. Interesting. Right here. Okay. So we got like things of fire. Okay, nothing. Spiral staircases. I mean, that's where Araragi and Sanjukahara met. We have like a little Shinobu puppet, which like looks like the other EDs we've seen. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That's a cityscape. Chains, chains, chains. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Hooks, hooks, fishing hooks, fish line and sinker. Fish, back to fish, koi. Araragi and Oshino and Kaiki, that's what we just saw. Okay. Bikes, bikes. I mean, that's a Araragi reference. TV. I mean, the TV is interesting. That's been such a motif that we keep seeing because we saw it in, like, we just have seen it in so many arcs, especially those Tsubasa cat arcs where it was like the cat was in the TV, like watching everything like fall apart. So it's like, I mean, are we even going to have an oddity other than... And the arc's called Hitagi End. Like, it sounds like Hitagi End of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Or is there going to be a new oddity dropping in the same way that, like, the cat looks through it? You know, the cat looks through the TV. I don't know, man. Claw machine game. Cat in the background. Which is... Yeah, that's freaking Hanakawa and Senjukahara. She's thinking back on those interactions. Now they're in the front. Why are you thinking about those interactions? I mean, maybe that's part of her, like, thinking about, like, her dynamics of love, because she was trying to, like, seduce Hanakawa in a way back then. Though it was kind of for specific purposes, you know. Who the heck is that? On the TV, hunched up? Is that Kakinui? I don't know. Konburu, Ononoki in the back. Son Gokuing it up. Araragi, like, stands up from his desk, so he's distracted by all the work of the stuff around him. Maybe it's literally like she's just... I could see it that she's dodging, telling Araragi because she wants him to be able to focus on his stuff. But I don't know. Because in that shot, he's, like, standing up because Ononoki... Or because Sengoku is Medusaing it up, so he stands up from the desk. So it's like he's getting pulled away from what he needs to do. Hachikuji in the TV? Hachikuji, why are you in that TV? Can I pull you out? Because it's crazy. Shinobu is in the TV, now Hachikuji's in the TV. I don't know. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a headache. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a headache. And then Ononoki and Kaiki, and Ononoki's bowing to me. Curtsying, rather. You little curtsy, why are you curtsying? You little doll, you little, whatever the word. Okay, lyric pass. That's a yes. Indeed it is, my good Kaiki. Indeed it is, my good Kaiki. Okay, Shinobu. Why are you in that TV? Why is it snowstorming? Snowdrop. It's called Snowdrop. Why is it called Snowdrop? Okay, I'm sure that after... infinite amount of wishes. Okay. We will still want more. Kind of reminds me... Well, I'm pausing. Aragi previously, when he was talking to Sengoku, was like, no. Like, because she was talking about the wishes thing. And he was like, you're not going to get what you want. You know? He was like saying that the idea of wishes was bad in that moment. But she was also holding the equivalent of a god syringe into her mouth. So you know. Alright, let me just keep going. We will still want more. We will never be satisfied. And regret we didn't ask for those wishes to be granted. Yeah. Yesterday wasn't enough. Because it keeps coming back. So we gotta deal with the past. We gotta collect them all. We gotta deal with all the stuff in the past. And then we can move on. Big message to Araragi. Araragi ain't dealing with the past. I still can't believe this miracle. Okay. When I became the most loved person. Of my most loved person. Aw, that's really sweet. That's so sweet. Today has been frustrating. And I've been pushing myself to the limit. Because she's got to deal with all this crap. Kage, Nui, I think maybe I don't know who's on the piano. Ononoki, Araragi studying, Oshino, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, there's so many characters and so many things going on. And then, whoa. Oh, but then Oshino, why are you throwing away your karaoke microphone when Hachikuji's on the screen? Is he watching? Is he, like, play-by-play narrating what's going on? And when Hachikuji appears on the screen, he's like, okay, Hachikuji just died. Good. That's what we were waiting for. I can leave now. Because Hachikuji dying is a big step for Araragi because it's him not even letting, but like his inner child dying, right? Like displaying her love for him, beautiful, and then dying. So, what? Oshino freaking leaves when that happens, though. So it makes me think that Oshino was waiting for that to happen, and I do trust my boy Oshino. Which means that, like, it's terribly sad that, like, Hachikuji dying is just the necessity of growing up. Which, you know, that's what the show's here to, you know. It really is a show about youth, I think. And call it Happiness Tomorrow. Okay. Let's jump into the next episode. Koimonogatari episode 2. Should be exciting. Let's go to the beginning. Scoot up. Get yourself a drink. Get yourself a snack. You already know how it goes. Get yourself a blanket, maybe. I'm kind of messing with the idea of having a blanket during the video. I'm not gonna... Oh, I need my headphones on. Not a good look. Let's fix that. A better look. An acceptable look. 4-head episode. Let's get this going. In Koimonogatari episode 2. Let's get it going. In a 3, a 2, a 1. Bang! Oh my goodness. The goofy glasses have come off. Kaiki swagger. I'll take the job. She's surprised that he'll do it for... Oh. You still want the money. She's really surprised. I mean, I don't blame her. Because he's... Yeah. You selling yourself wouldn't be enough? Why would you take the job then? Is what she's asking, right? Yeah, but don't look the gift horse in the mouth. Exactly. Let's talk shop. March 15th, 74 days left. I swear, if I have to count... And Oshino Shinobu. That's true. I mean, they talked with her already, but... Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. And she was still willing. Yeah. Oh, wait. I'm a fool. I'm but a fool. Didn't she say that they weren't allowed to be together? So that's why she has this strain on their relationship? That could also be part of it. I forgot about that. That was at the... Bro. I gotta rewatch the end of a freaking Otori now. I didn't even... Okay. Interesting. Interesting that we're in like a aquarium as well. Heh. Right, yeah. She's trying to... Yeah, she doesn't want him to get killed. Doesn't want him to get hurt. Getting warned like this makes me want to stay away. Good. Ready for the long con. I was about to say that. That's the Kaiki 101. He doesn't want anyone to fully trust him. Smart. This is true. Ha! She gave him all the money she had. Oh yeah, the OP. I forgot we had an OP. Bro, wait, okay. The end of Otori, didn't Homegirl say, like, you and Araragi, you and Senjoku I cannot see you guys together. That is part of my conditions. She said that, right? So that would explain, like, a lot of this as well. Of, like, why she's, like, not working with Araragi on this and is working with Kaiki. On top of the whole, like, Kaiki and Araragi would kill each other kind of thing. Or would fight, you know? I gotta rewatch. I'll probably catch that after this, like, in this video, but after this episode. I'll try to jump into that for a moment so I can grab the line. Freaking Sengoku, man. What a rat. Can you not, like, murder people? That'd be cool. Like, Sorry that my sister cut your bangs and that you were in love with me, you know? Like, GG. Skill issue. I don't know. And she's turning into snakes too. Oh man, my brain's not big enough for this. For this. Front class seats? Yes, sir, Kaiki. Aw, the Aragi house. He's drawing his little Aragi diary. Bro, the way he draws is just like the commentary from the two. Yeah, Karen and Tsukihi. Oh, the ED might be called Snowdrop because this takes place in winter. That might be a thing. January 2nd. Let's do it. What a jammer. Whoa, whoa, there's the new cut. There's the new Kaiki cut. Holy. It was different in the ED, which I thought was so weird. He had such a weird haircut, so I'm actually not surprised to see this. It was like that weird swirl, you know? Dang. Short-haired Kaiki. I mean, that's what happens when he accepts a job for not a money-related reason. Like, that's a moment of change in his facade. She at Araragi's house? Did we just cut to Araragi's house? Yeah. Okay, I'm built diff, I guess. My father's here too. Families. They're eating crab. As you do. We do a little deceiving. Oh, look, parents, parents! Look, we're actually seeing their faces. That's crazy. Knew not of their daughter, nothing. Yeah. And didn't want to find out about it. Wow. That's an interesting line, that they don't want to figure out the darkness. Heh. Bro, look at these random characters. Why are there random characters? It's so crazy. Immaturity and cuteness were being forced against her will. Good call. Yeah. You're onto it, Kaiki. You know it. Diary? Childish, cute, and disgusting. She seemed like a fake. Crazy cat. To be a cat? That's crazy. Call out to Tsubasa Cat, kind of. No friends? No friends? Why not? No, yeah, state the facts for me, Kaiki. Break it down. Still never opened that closet? On Sengoku's... Okay... Yeah. Oh, Sengoku, why don't you want me opening that closet? Well, you got an Aragi shrine in there? You little rat scallion. You didn't tell me about that when you were telling a story. You didn't tell me about your closet. You little rat scallion. You little slithery snake, you. Sure. Senjugar did say that, yeah, at the end of Atori. Love the music. Very monogatari. I love this show. Tsukihi. Condition. Well, yeah, they don't know about that. Because Hanako was a smart cookie. She's important, Kaiki. She's important. Hopefully you'll get to hear about her eventually. Yeah, run me through her lens, your lens. Oh, wow. That's the... I guess that lines up. That's just crazy once you say it out loud like that. Yeah, I totally... Like, that totally makes sense, but it's just crazy. Facts. Facts, Kaiki. Spit those bars. Man, you can hear the desperation in her voice, too. Oh, Araragi's visiting her? And almost dying? Of course he keeps going back despite getting just stomped. And they're together, so... I just gotta remember what Sengoku said at the end of the Atori. And they're together, so I guess they're chilling. I don't know, man. Through the cave, into the woods, to grandmother's house we go, purity and spirit. Wash your heart and body before visiting the gods, is that what that said? Ooh, you put $1 in, Kaiki. You still give that respect. Two bows, two claps, and two bows. Great shot with the shadow there. Wham! Kaiki, right hook. Wham! Kaiki, come on. No, Kaiki, you're... He really bribed her with it. She seems happy. She must be happy. Adherent? Yeah, he did the entire ritual correctly. Yeah. Kaiki Deishu. This was a mistake. I want to leave. Yeah, your name. Your name. You just dropped that. That's kind of crazy. Ah, she's a cute little rascal, but she's kind of the worst. It's too much. I can't handle it. Stop calling him young. That's just odd. That's just peculiar. Oh, wow. She going full god mode with it. But you're still trying to eat Araragi every time he shows up, so that's kind of insane. She plainly forgets things that most cannot forget. Oh, she's just kind of selective with it. Break it down, break it down. Oh, what's gonna happen in March? Yeah. Yeah, you should. Oh, you're gonna murder people. Yeah. We love murder. Wham! Wait, was that a fake bill? Wait, 19. Okay. I thought I saw the word fake. Bro, this show is so good. So the visitor has fun. Aw. Comical and pitiful. Couldn't help but sympathize. That's like the goal, right? With the whole cute thing. Yeah, it is a new one. Sexual favors. I ignored that. Good move. Good move. Oh, I remember that. Is he a criminal or what? Yeah, the end of Baki was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, Baki was crazy, wasn't it? Kaiki really unsure about this guy. Oh, she's just insane. Why are we still getting pervy shots with her booty and such? Kaiki, I know Kaiki chilling with it, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just monogatari stylization. As opposed to it being, oh my goodness. Like a Kaiki thing, you know? Not too risky. Mm-hmm. She's insane. She's insane. And the ED, she died in a traffic accident. What is happening? And like the end of the ED, like literally is saying like the opposite of that. What does he tell you? What does he tell you? Kaiki built diff. That's the Kaiki style. Don't touch me. Don't yet you. Dang, Kaiki, say it how it is. I thought now I'm gonna get killed. True. Nice change of pace. Whoa, the hairstyle. Oh, did he not cut it but just styled it differently? Look, he looks like his old self from there. No, I think he cut it. Yeah. Ooh, that was a sick shot. Oh, the ponytail. This is where the ponytail comes from. I get it. Because she had a ponytail at the, in the post-credit thing. You gonna give her? What are you giving her? Play with this red string. Bro, Kaiki the Rizzler. Nobita? Aw, Kaiki. You're gonna teach her cat's cradle. Never told a lie. That's true. Yeah, he doesn't lie. I honestly said so, and with feigned innocence. He's a rat. Bro, rat v rat. It's rat v rat. Will the Kaiki rat beat the, Bro, it's a rat eating a snake. Because Kaiki a rat. But I think I'd rather a rat than a snake any day of the week. Because at least rats are smart, you know? Yeah, there's Kaiki with a different hairstyle. That's why I wasn't too surprised that his hairstyle changed. Because it's so different in the ED here. Like, I thought it wasn't him in the first episode when I watched it. For, like, a moment, you know? But yeah, she, like, the line of, like, the feeling of the person I love, me being, like, the most loved person to the person that the most loves me or whatever. Like, that thing, this line right here. I still can't believe this miracle when I became... Sorry, they sing it so it goes slow. The most loved person of the person I most love, or whatever. Of my most loved person. And so, like, it's such a wonderful thing for her. But it's also frustrating, I suppose, because of how much it requires that you have fight for it. And that's the entire thing that Homegirl Sengoku has just avoided. She's avoided that problem. Give me a little thingy, a curtsy. Give me a curtsy. Thanks, Ononoki. Thank you, Ononoki. What's up, Karen? What's up, Suki? What about the Khan sisters? It's crazy. She doesn't even need offerings or visitors to stay as a god. Makes you think about fish. Fishy. Kaiki, you look cute like that. Wait, what? What was that? What was that? Did you see that? Oh, this is the god of the love spells. Okay, no, I get it. Okay. It just, like, stayed after for a second. Okay, so there was something at 3, something at, like... Oh no. 21, 113. And then I think something at, like, 9. Okay, right here. Right here. She died in a traffic accident anyway. Excuse me, Kaiki? If you could keep loving someone forever with no answer, don't you think that's happier than loving each other, Kaiki? Oh, wow. It's his backstory with Gain, with all that stuff. That's what he's thinking too. That's what this flashing bit's gonna be about. Unrequited. She died in a traffic accident anyway. When I read the words traffic accident, I thought Hachikuji, so I thought he was making a Hachikuji comment, but no, the person he loved died in a traffic accident. I didn't know that. While I know love, I don't know losing it. Wow. So it's not only a love story there between like Senjugahara and Kaiki, that kind of thing, like the OP does, but also comparing Sengoku's unrequited love that she wants it to be a permanently unrequited towards Araragi. They're comparing that to Kaiki's unrequited love, which is out of his control, towards Gain, right? That's really crazy. Did not even consider to make that connection. And they really just threw that at you too, right, in that flashing bit. So it's like it's a chance for Kaiki to learn off, like, based off of his interaction with Sengoku, like, for him to reevaluate, because he says he doesn't know losing love. Dang, Kaiki. That's interesting. I like that, Kaiki. Okay, let me see if I can hit these other bits. I feel like there was one around 3 that I missed that I wanted to look at. That was crazy how like important that is. That connection of how he's been through the situation that Sengoku is willingly putting herself into. Oh, yeah. I missed these lines because I was yapping. Okay, Araragi-kun and I are still alive. Which means she intends on keeping her promise. You guys, what kind of grudge did you buy from the Sengoku Nadeko? And then she says she doesn't know the grudge. Yeah. She doesn't know what happened because she literally only words she spat to her was, "Hey, yeah, don't do that on the phone. Give us some time, please, on the phone." Okay, bet. And then was there something at like 9? He's gonna start acting now. Oh yeah. Her father coming over. I mean, he had a good, like, Araragi had a good connection with her father, all things considered. Even so, it was super weird when he met him in Bake. But it was still like I think he was pretty happy with how it went. It was just so awkward because he doesn't know he doesn't have good parent ideas. The closet, right? Sengoku, you never told me about your closet. I mean, the closet's like the place behind, like it's the hidden place. It's a more private place in the room. So if it's like the equivalent of what's hidden behind the bangs, if it's like her shrines or why was there just a flash on my screen? Like her shrines or her whatever, or like weird behavior that she's hidden away, or like her diaries, or other outfits that are more Araragi themed. It could be that, like outfits of hers that are like, because she tried to seduce Araragi that one time in like the pajamas or whatever. Maybe it's like those kinds of outfits and like that kind of stuff with the whole King's Game thing, if you remember all that. But I don't know. That's the best ideas I got for that off the top, off the dome. Never met her in person. This is true. Bro, seeing her jump out like this, I was not ready. It's just like, okay. Okay. This was so funny when he was thinking, like, right here, Koyomi was really happy when I went topless and wore just bloomers. And then he's like, Araragi, what are you doing? What in the hell is that boy doing? You and me both, Kaiki. Is he a criminal or what? Bro, literally. Finally somebody that understands, bro. Finally somebody that is willing to be like, Araragi, you can't be doing that. Me and Kaiki, man. Me and Kaiki till the end. Kaiki's the realist. However, we can't be blinded by that, because Kaiki wants us to be blinded. He's literally, what if he's even, like, coming on to Araragi in that way because he is trying to validate how the audience might feel about some of Araragi's actions, and so as a way to gain favor with us, we can't trust this guy. We cannot trust him. But he wouldn't want us to trust him either. That's not even us, like, betraying him or, like, not giving him good faith. That's us treating him the way that he wants us to treat the world, which is doubt. Skepticism. He's a skeptic. And I love him for it. Okay. Let me look at the end of Otori. I think I have it downloaded. If I don't, then... Oh, I have it. Yes, 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 yes. Did she say... Okay, so I remember her saying something about, like, you can't be with him anymore. Does Senju say no Omega lol? Or is that something that was accepted in their conditions? Because I don't remember. I feel like it was brought up. I don't remember how it was resolved. Because it was like 3 lines. A month. 6 months. Yeah. Yeah, she's yapping. She's yapping. She'll wait 6 months. She agrees to it. Araragi just dead there. Let's go to Araragi. And I feel like she gives the condition here. Mm-hmm. Right here, right here, right here. Right here. You should refrain from holding hands and such with Koyomi Oni-chan until then. Senjugahara, how do you respond? Do you say no Omega lol? On the other end of the line, oh. I felt like Senjugahara was smiling. If that isn't half killing it, who's... It was no laughing matter. If... Bro, my own video just started playing. Sorry if you could hear that. If we had met... Oh, yeah. And then she says that. Wait, do you not answer that question, Senjo? What? I'm gonna just let it run. You should refrain from holding hands. Does this occur? And then she changes the subject. I hate you. More than my former self? Bars. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so that was never something that Senjugahara agreed to. So she still could be in tight relationships with Araragi. Man, we literally... One of my theories got dismantled, though. The idea that they were having some sort of pause or break, and that was part of the thing. No, 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 no! They literally were having family time and being chilling. So, Araragi and Senjugahara are fine. So his thing about everyone... Araragi's thing about everyone leaving him, I think was still before all this... Before this arc. In the 4-month future thing. I think that was still before this arc. The end of Oni was before this arc. So the thing on everyone leaving him... Does somebody else leave him? Frick, do I have to go to the end of Oni? I'm going to the end of Oni real quick. Right here. Right when Ogi walks out. Shinobu's still here. It feels like everyone just leaves me here and disappears. And disappears? What do you mean by that? Like where are you saying, like, disappears as in when you're not actively looking at someone, they no longer exist, which is part of why you were willing to immediately run away with Hachikuji, because if you run away with Hachikuji right away, that's neglecting and abandoning everybody else, but since they're not with him, then they disappear from his field of vision and he doesn't care about them anymore. Not doesn't care, but is, like, willing to, like, it gets shunted out of his mind in a way. That, like, his idea of justice is specifically on what you can see. Or is it just he feels like he's being abandoned, in which he felt that with Hachikuji. Who else are you feeling that with? Oogie, Ogi, Wagi, Shmug. No way, Ogi, right? I mean, Ogi left and, like, he's saying that, but, like, what, you and Ogi are connected? You and Ogi actually have a relationship that you care about Ogi when Ogi's gone? I mean, Ogi appears, so that's something. Ogi's in the story, so that's something. Because, you know, Araragi's only really done that with certain people, but... And Ogi's a problem. Ogi's an issue. Ogi's our thing. There are so many things I don't know about. I wish I could know about everything. I wish. What was that flashing bit? Nothing I think about helps me. I give up where I should try to fight, and I've even stopped being sad about it, I think. Oh, and he's keeping it a secret. So he tells Ogi this. Does Ogi, with this information, then cause the chain of events that have caused Koi at all? Because he posits this. Let's see how Ogi-chan thing affects these. Hey, Senjo Senjo's not even telling the story. Hey, Kaiki, can you ask Senjo if somebody told her about any of this or motivated any of this to happen? Because what if, like, maybe Ogi's even a part of this arc, and we just... but Ogi's not on the ED or the OP. As far as I saw. So maybe not. Oh, man. This show is crazy. Okay, well... I don't know what his plan is to con her yet. He's definitely got plans in motion. Like, and he's connecting with her, understanding her a lot more. That closet is going to be a big deal. Maybe a big reveal later that he'll try to figure out. In regards to Senjugahara and Araragi, because that's really what most of what I've been talking about has been, I guess they're in a better spot. Because I was really banking on that line of everybody leaving me that Araragi said, but I don't think that has to do with Senjugahara as much as I thought it did. Because Senjugahara and her dad show up at his house and they're chilling on the day after New Year's. So, like, they're still connected. They're still chilling. But there could still be some confusion, some chaffing, some conflict, something happening. Especially because, you know, she's not telling Araragi about this, and she's going to Kaiki instead, who's almost like a alternate version of Araragi, some have argued, or like or at least like a love rival. And I mean, this entire story is a lot about like the love rival that is Sengoku, but it's also about unrequited love, which does make Kaiki a perfect protagonist for dealing with Sengoku because of the unrequited love aspect. So that's really cool. And how he deals with it is probably going to tell us information about how he feels about Gaen, or like, you know, his current relationship with Gaen in that way, like post-mortem, because she died in a traffic accident, which traffic accident is so specific as well, because traffics have been such a thing in the show. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm getting stun-locked. I feel like I'm stun-locked. I threw out a lot of thoughts. I think a lot of them aren't the case, but have maybe some part, like they're maybe like half true. So I'm not going to completely abandon what I've been yapping about, but I'm going to definitely put it a little further back on the shelf than they were at. Is there anything else I'm trying to talk about? I'm kind of don't think so. Cat's Cradle. Shout out Cat's Cradle. Forget everything that Sengoku was doing was very in character for where we're at with Sengoku, so I got no questions there. Kaiki understanding her, figuring it out, here for that. The selective memory thing is kind of interesting. I mean, because we did see that with how we didn't hear about all that Ogi information until way later, so her selective memory thing is like a thing that we had seen already in Otori. I gotta stop sucking on a cord. A cord. Oh yeah, the fake money. That's it. Did the money he handed, was it fake? Because we saw it for a split second where I zoomed in and I thought it was fake. I thought I saw the word fake. Dude, there's a fly on my screen. Get off. Give me a good look at it, Sengoku. Stop being all chippy. She seems happy. She must be happy. Put the money in the bag, Kaiki. Right here. Okay. No, he already put it in at this point. Here. Because I feel like he might have literally scammed her by giving her a fake dollar bill, which would be so funny. I've also heard of the bowing and the clapping thing before, so that's kind of fun to see him do it. Like paying respects at a shrine. No, he already gave the money. Wait, money. Right here? He's got a bunch of coins, but he says, nah, we ain't do coins here, we do a bill. And then we look at it closer. Is it when Sengoku's holding it? When is it? Show me the dollar. I'm gonna lose it. Where is the dollar shot? Line about her be feeling happy. Look at the money closer, Son Goku. Put it in your mouth and bite it. Like testing if it's real. He immediately starts regretting telling her his name. Right here, right here, right here. Because she might know he's frauding her. She might know he's conning her, especially if it's a fake dollar bill, because she's looking at that right now, and especially if she's heard his name already. And then look, the next shot of her when he's in his thoughts, her eyes are hidden and she looks all spooky. Let me look at that dollar bill. That yen bill. You rat. Show me the money. And I don't know what this whole younger thing is. I'm sure she has heard of my name and knew of it. Oh, but then it blames into the selective memory. Maybe her mind was wiping it. That's why she looked weird in that moment. As opposed to her actually... Yeah. That would also make sense. But... I don't know. She's like self-deluding so much. She's just in like a freaking... But anything she self-deludes could just come back later to bite us, you know? Because that's kind of what was happening in Otori. I just want to look at this dollar bill. When do you look at the dollar bill? Please. I do like that interpretation of it, that the order of importance was jumbled up. But that does give like there's a correct order of importance and she has it wrong in her head, which is kind of fun. Okay, and then I don't think she looks at the bill anymore. I think the bill's gone. When is the bill? I'm just going to rewatch him entering the shrine. Okay, it is what it is. I don't want to cut. I want to see this. And then I'm going to end this. That's where we're at. I want to look at the bill. There was another shot. There was another shot with the bill, I think, when she was holding it. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not touching it until it shows up. Clap, clap. Bow, bow. Yes, sir. Your shadow, the spirits are with you. She leaps. Here's Nadeko. I'm leaping at you. No wonder everybody ran away, because that's terrifying. I took the time to become a god. Okay, dude. Look at the money. Look at the money. Am I making up this scene in my head? Did Kaiki lie to me? Do I have selective memory? Am I Nadekoing myself? I'm literally getting gaslit by the show. But I've made a promise. Until this scene happens I'm looking for, I'm just going to rewatch it. Bro. Sorry, I think my poor headphones are so cringe. Okay. Younger than me. I'll just call you young master. Why? Forgotten the root of all evil. That's what I thought it was. She plainly forgets things that most cannot forget. Well, I don't know about forgets. It's like a delude, but like it was always a like it was being like shifted onto the snake at fault. Like it's still there, and then it was because she realized it when she got snake moded. So now it feels like an intentional like forgetting, which is a weird, like that's a kind of a juxtaposition to intentionally forget. It's crazy that she's acting so cute and like bubbly and like, you know. Now she's holding the dollar bill. Yes. Is it real? 10,000 yen fake bank. That's what I was looking for. I promise it was important. 10,000 yen fake bank. Does that mean it's a fake count? This is a fake bill? He didn't give her a real bill? He was frauding her? He frauded the god. Did the god notice this? Did she notice she got frauded? It kind of looked like she did because she was looking at that bill real closely, which means she probably already knows everything about Kaiki, but he was even aware of that, which is like, well, maybe she intentionally was forgetting that. But it kind of looks like she had another piece of evidence of getting directly frauded. And so when he says, oh, I've never lied to you in my life, like, what, she's just gonna believe that? At the beginning of the arc, though, we got the line, humans like to want to know the truth, and the desire for the truth is bigger, blah, blah, blah. He adds on to it, but, like, this could be part of the, like, she's fine with getting lied to thing. Okay, bet. I'm not crazy. I'm not getting gaslit. I think that's all I got for this episode 2 of Koimonogatari. A lot more to think about. Right now, it'd just be Dewey kind of scattered in my head, so I want some time to go through it. And then bounce off comments as well. You know how it goes. But yeah, that's all I got for this episode 2 of Koimonogatari. On to the next episode 3. Of course, if you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, blah, 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 comment below if you say, or join the Discord and talk to me or other Monogatari fans there. But until the next episode, hit the notification bells with my bing, 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 bing. But until the next episode, that's over now. And then it makes